They didn't ask to confirm. They didn't hesitate. They just grabbed the chair and shoved a black man out of a VIP seat like he didn't exist in their shiny, selfish world. Cameras were already up. Security rushed in. The white couple laughed, loudly, confidently, saying he had to be staff, or worse, some random guy who slipped into a luxury event he didn't deserve to be in. Every insult got louder. Every second of humiliation was recorded for entertainment. What no one in that room knew was this. The man they tried to erase owned the company funding the entire gala. And their collapse was about to begin. The Platinum Crest Gala sparkled with arrogance. Designer suits, diamond jewelry, expensive perfume floating through the air. Wealthy guests moved from table to table, bragging about businesses they barely understood. A live orchestra played for people too busy showing off to listen. At table 7, a private VIP table reserved for top executives, Ethan Cole sat quietly, reviewing notes for a keynote speech he'd been invited to give later that night. He wasn't flashy. No loud suit. No attention-seeking behavior. He didn't need any of that. His calm presence carried weight, even if no one noticed yet. Then a sharp, entitled voice sliced through the music. "You're sitting in our seats." Ethan looked up. Standing over him were Richard and Vanessa Langford, wrapped in old money, louder than necessary, dripping with confidence built on privilege. Vanessa didn't wait for an answer. She snapped her fingers at a nearby server. "This man clearly wandered into the wrong section," she said. Richard picked up Ethan's place card and laughed. "Look at this. It doesn't even have his full name. He probably stole it." The card only had initials, EC. Discretion was company policy. Ethan spoke calmly. "This is my assigned seat." Vanessa smiled, enjoying herself. "No, honey. This table is for owners and executives, not staff." Ethan stayed seated. That annoyed them. Richard leaned closer with a fake grin. "Be helpful. Go grab us champagne." Nearby guests laughed. Phones came out. To them, Ethan's silence meant weakness. Vanessa rolled her eyes. "Security," she shouted. "This man is refusing to leave." 2 guards walked over immediately. No questions. No verification. Just obedience. "Sir, you'll need to step away," one guard said. "I belong here," Ethan replied. Richard shoved his shoulder. "You belong in the service hallway, not here." Vanessa grabbed the chair and yanked him up. Gasps echoed. Cameras zoomed in. In seconds, humiliation turned into a live spectacle. Ethan steadied himself, calm but dangerous, like a storm holding back thunder. "You're making a serious mistake," he said quietly. They laughed. Security grabbed his arm. Then a powerful voice cut through the ballroom. "Let him go. Now." Everyone turned. The chairman of Crest Holdings stood frozen in panic. He rushed forward, face pale. "What are you doing to Mr. Cole?" The guards released Ethan instantly. Vanessa blinked. "Mr. Cole." Ethan adjusted his jacket as every camera swung toward him. The chairman faced the room. "Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce our new Chief Executive Officer and majority shareholder, Ethan Cole." The room went silent. Richard's confidence evaporated. Vanessa's smile collapsed into fear. Whispers exploded. "That's the CEO." They assaulted their own boss. Ethan looked at the couple, calm and cold. "You decided I didn't belong," he said. "Not because of a seating issue, but because of what you assumed leadership looks like." Vanessa stuttered. We didn't know." "And that," Ethan said, "is exactly the problem." He turned to the crowd. Anyone who laughed, recorded, or stayed silent chose status over humanity. Phones dropped. Eyes lowered. Richard tried to speak. "We didn't mean." "You put your hands on me," Ethan interrupted. "You ordered my removal. You humiliated me publicly." He turned to security. "Escort them to HR. Effective immediately." Gasps filled the room. Vanessa panicked. "You can't do this. My father's on the board." "I own the board," Ethan replied. Richard fell to his knees. "Please. We have children. Then remember tonight when you teach them what respect looks like." They were dragged out as cameras rolled, their downfall permanently recorded. Ethan stepped onto the stage. The orchestra stopped. Silence fell. When assumptions replace merit, he said, organizations decay. He scanned the room. Starting today, dignity is not optional. The same crowd that mocked him now stood still, ashamed. If you choose arrogance over empathy, you don't work here. If you stay silent during injustice, you are part of the problem. Then his final words landed like thunder. Judge me by anything other than my leadership, and you'll learn how replaceable you are. The applause wasn't polite. It was earned. And as the music resumed, everyone learned a simple truth. Never assume you outrank the man who built the table you're sitting at. Like, share, and comment the moment that hit you hardest. What do you think should happen to a couple like that? Subscribe to Elliot Stories for more interesting stories where arrogance loses and dignity wins. Stay tuned for more.